a Baton Rouge native, a St. Thomas More grad, a Catholic High grad, an LSU grad, a Super Bowl champ, a national champ. Did you guys get beat in the semifinals in the Catholic High? I got beat by West Monroe. Because I know
West
y'all
Monroe
lost
twice.
I know y'all lost to Colada and Bourgeois at St. Jude at St. Thomas More
yes,
for the
we did.
championship
Wow,
back in '96.
You found a nice way to bring that up.
Yeah.
Good job.
I usually do it every time I see
St.
him.
Jude was.
I usually do it every time I see him.
Were those
Good back
West
then.
Monroe teams the Andrew Whitworth teams?
Brian West.
They had
Like Brady
everybody.
James? Was
Tommy
Brady James?
Banks, Brad Smalling, Brady James.
Yeah.
They beat us twice, 96 up there and then 98
Yeah.
at Memorial.
Are you completely done with foot? Donnie Jones is in studio with his Thunderfoot. 7
It's nice to
seconds to
be.
Bag of bones.
It's nice
Yes,
to
bag of bones. The bag of bones.
Just got that on my golf balls, by the way. That guy found one in the woods the other day. He goes, "Who's the bag of bones?" I said, well, that's mine.
Donnie
Come on, man.
Jones!
You don't watch the Super Bowl? Are you kidding me?
So you completely done with football?
Completely done. It was a year, January 15th. My last game was the divisional game against the Patriots as a member of the Chargers. They mopped the floor with us. It was extremely cold. I stunk. I got crushed.
Oof.
And they scraped me off the turf at Gillette, and I couldn't wait to get off that field.
I bet.
But,
So was that 17 years?
15
15 years?
Damn.
seasons.
15 years in the league, man.
Somebody coming for your job every single year. I mean, like, that's the whole point of building a roster is trying to get somebody to get the guy in front of you fired. You're a beast, Donnie. That's incredible.
Zero loyalty in that business.
Really?
Did you now? Am I wrong here? Is the LSU special teams room still the Donnie Jones special teams room? Did they change that with the new building?
Look, they did an outstanding job. I have a nice mural in there. I have a nice little plaque outside, and look, it's nice to give back. LSU did a lot for me, and I think it's important to give back to the guys that come after us, and to have that facility that they're able to utilize on a day-to-day basis. I would never leave that locker room.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I mean, I've only flown business, one time, and that was with the Chargers going to London, and I had my own little pod, and it was awesome.
It's the best. I've flown it once as well, and and everybody has a pod there in that locker room.
It's a good time to be a Tiger right now.
It's a great time.
Right? I mean, what do you think about O and what he's doing? I mean, obviously with the national championship run, but the culture has changed over there on Skip Burtman Drive.
Yeah, he has done a really good job. I think he's a great leader. He's a Louisiana guy, and he's done an outstanding job of including former players, and I think that hasn't always been the case. So I got a chance to talk to him before the national championship game and just really express to him as a former player the way they're representing the state of Louisiana, they're representing LSU. It makes me proud, to be a Tiger, and I'm excited about the future for him. He's going to have some work to do, this offseason and replacing coaches and players, but the right leader is in place there at LSU.
Donnie, you could probably speak on this better than anyone. Did anybody have a better job this year than Zach Von Rosenberg? I mean, I guess the only better dream is doing it in the NFL, like maybe teamed up with like that
Mahomes.
2011 Saints offense. Yeah, or like where you're only having to go to work a couple times a day. But, I mean, ZVR, you got to kick it.
Man.
There was like a couple games where I don't even think he punted.
No.
And as a punter, it really makes it hard when some of my best games were when I was punting 10 times in a game.
You got the flow.
When I was playing for the Rams.
How many times you punt in the Super Bowl?
Just once.
Yeah, just once. And you crushed it, right? It was a great
Man,
punt.
it was okay. But you know what? I'm just glad it was me that got the punt. And, because it took me 14 years to get there.
Yeah.
And Ryan Allen, I think, had played in a few. He didn't need a punt. But, it makes it hard when you only go out and you punt 1 or 2 times a game. You got to stay warm on the sideline. You got to keep your head in it. But, man, from 2007 to 2011 as a member of the Rams, we won 5 games.
Wow.
No, it was just 15 games in 5 years we won. So
You
we
were with
averaged
Spagnuolo then, right?
Steve Spagnuolo,
Yeah,
yes.
and now he's back in the Super Bowl
Back in the
somehow.
Super Bowl.
What?
Look, he found his spot. I mean, he's a great defensive coordinator. As a head coach, not so much. But,
How different is this game? You've played in thousands of football games. How different is that one?
I think the big thing as a player, the distractions leading up to the game. So, your first few days you get there, you have you have events, you have opening night, which is a really cool ceremony. You have media obligations. So I know a lot of guys on our team were just excited to, put that behind us and get back to work. So start our practice routine there. It is an awesome experience. something I'll never forget. Too bad for us it was in Minnesota because every time we went outside.
So Roman
We
Harper
were
said.
just joking about that yesterday, dude. Being in Minneapolis, you probably get done. You're like, well, I guess I'm just going to go to sleep
Go hang
now.
out in the tunnels.
We were practicing. The University of Minnesota had built this new indoor facility. So what Doug Peterson wanted to do, I believe it was on Thursday, is he said, we're going to simulate the longer halftime. So you had to walk outside, though, to get back to the locker room.
Oh, God.
So, man, we went out and practiced. He blew the whistle. He's like, all right, halftime. So all the guys started going back to the locker room. I've never seen guys move so fast. And it was probably about 50 or 60 yards. But all these guys were moving because it was about -2. And, everybody's hot and sweating. You got to go out in the cold. But it was a great week. And, the way the game ended and getting to celebrate after with, your family on the field with the confetti falling down was truly an awesome experience.
In a great city, too. What a great celebration city, Philadelphia. I mean, to be able to celebrate that win in that town.
Yeah, how was that parade?
Boy.
I guess that probably made up for being in Minneapolis.
Jason Kelsey capped it off with probably one of the greatest speeches of all time.
Travis's brother.
And, wow. Yes, Travis's brother, correct. But, the morning before the parade, I went to the facility. I can't remember what I was doing, but I go into the locker room and I see Kelsey, and he's getting into his Mummers outfit. And I'm like, Jason, what are you doing? He's like, hey, can you help zip me up, please? And I'm like, sure, man, anything for you. So I helped zip him up. And little did I know he was going to give that epic speech on the Rocky Steps. But
So
what a town. I mean, I don't know how many, had to be at least 1 million people out there. And
Yeah, it was.
never been part of a parade where the people were throwing you things.
Yeah, not the opposite way around.
Such as beer. I mean, I was one-handing. We could video me one-handing beers and then slamming them down.
See, punters are athletes too.
Oh,
Did you and Chris Long ever just be kind of like, wow, look at us now? From those Steve Spagnuolo days of the Reds, look at us now, dude.
Oh, my
Super Bowl
goodness.
champs.
There were a couple of those years in St. Louis, and we joke about this. It was probably November 1st, and I already had my U-Haul packed. It was sitting in the players' parking lot, and I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to get out of there. I think it was our one-win season. I think it was 2009. It might have been Spagnuolo's first year. We won one game. Can you imagine? Imagine the locker room. Oh, my goodness.
amazing. You're here, Dreams Come True this week. This is a cool week for us at Guarantee Media. We do this every year. I know that a lot of people have dreams around sports and athletes, and it's got to be cool for you to make some of those dreams come true.
I think one of the great things in playing all the years I did was getting to affect other people's lives. And, one of the things that, really touched me playing was when we would make the hospital visits and visit the children in the hospitals. And, just being there for that short period of time, bringing them a care package, helping cheer them up, putting a smile on their face, their parents' face, any family that were there. Being in the position that we are as professional athletes, it's important to give back. And there's so many people around the world in need. And, I think what Dreams Come True is doing, being here in Louisiana, I think it was 1982 it started, and granting dreams for children right here in our state. And we have so many of them.
Yeah.
And I think it's an awesome thing. I've played in the tournament a couple years. I've donated items. And
I've auctioned off your jerseys before for Dreams Come True.
But to meet these kids and just to try to cheer them up with everything they're going through and what their families are going through, I think it's a wonderful organization, and I'm proud to support it.
Nice.
So getting back to a little football, put your football guy hat on. Who wins on Sunday? Where you at? Who's got the punting advantage Sunday? Something that nobody's talked about.
You know what? Punting advantage, they got a rookie for the 49ers, and I don't want to mess up his last name. I think it's Wisnowski, an Australian, going against Dustin Colquitt, 15-year veteran.
Oh.
Super Bowl family. I think the Colquitts.
Is that the Tennessee Colquitts?
Yes, he's had a brother play, his dad played, and his uncle. And I think
all in the Super Bowl.
And I think they've all got rings but him.
What?
Wow.
I'm not positive, but
and so that's the Kansas City
That's okay,
punter?
Donnie. That's on brand for us. We just like to hand out information like that. Maybe or maybe not.
Wait, that's the Kansas City punter, though? The 15-year guy?
Correct. Dustin Colquitt.
Okay, so, I mean, we already talked about it. They are easily the heart and mind favorite. I mean, that just adds to it. Come on. We need our guy Colquitt to get that ring so his family can – so he can be a part of the family finally once again.
Do you pull for anybody in this one? I mean, is there any loyalty anywhere? Do you just kind of let it play in the background?
I just hope it's a good game. I think it'll be a great game. I think it'll be a shootout. I like the 49ers.
Oh.
But I'm also, I'd like to see Andy Reid get one. He's
Yes.
coached for so long. He's never won one. I never had a chance to play for him. Met him a couple times. Seems like a really good guy, good coach. So I just hope as a fan of the game that it is not a blowout, that it's a very comes down to the wire, and it's an exciting Super Bowl Sunday.
What's your handicap?
I just checked this morning. I'm a 5.2.
Oh, that sounds like retirement. That sounds like retirement.
Yeah, it trends up and down.
Yeah.
Need to get out with my guy over there, Blaine Besh, and have him teach me a thing or two.
One thing I can tell you, working alongside Besh every day, is that he's on the golf course. You can find him there. Donnie, it's great to see you, bro.
Man, listen, this has been fun. I'll have to
anytime.
Thunderfoot.
I'll have to come back.
The old bag of bones, Donnie Jones.